Yeah, welcome back everyone. So this is another round of 16 series, the second to last series to be casted actually. Then we'll move on to round of 8, and we have Samwise against Skirmy, also known as this or Kawapasaka or something like that. So we have game 1 on Great Plains as usual. What? Oh, sorry, I misclicked. I was trying to play and I was just switching players. My bad. Anyway, yeah. We have Germany against Spain. Samwise is going for Spain. He does like his Spain pick. And it's definitely not a bad matchup against Germany. Even though this map is quite good for Germany overall.
Yeah, I think it's honestly quite a good map for both civs. But yeah, especially for Germany, this map can be nice because you get 2 safe gold mines in base. Like there's plenty of hunts, which is fine. And you would think that that would be bad because Germany wouldn't be able to raid, but a lot of the time, like I think if you take a look at the middle of the map, like there's these big XP treasures that can spawn on this map.
Yeah.
And with the early Ulans, like you can really get a big advantage with Germany by just like grabbing one of those treasures.
Yeah.
And then really like later in the game, like there's tons of hunts in this map, but really getting your 3rd gold mine is really quite difficult, and Germany can really punish that a lot of the time.
Yeah. Also, what's good for Germany is that you have that TPing base, and against Spain, it's extra nice because on some maps, Spain can just like camp on your TP with a dog and deny. Like you sometimes just don't have a TP altogether, which is like super painful. So this is definitely nice for Germany. Yeah. I could see, however, Spain sending his tower just up there maybe to secure that hunt, coin mine, and the treasure. But we'll see if he does that. Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see if Sam decides to play mostly aggressive or defensive. I mean, sometimes you can see Spanish gold, but you can also see more aggressive gameplay as Spain against Germany.
Yeah. I mean, I think Samwise is a pretty aggressive player usually, but he also doesn't take a lot of risks. So like, I would be a little bit surprised if he tried to play H2 Spain. Most likely he'll just try to FF because that's sort of like the best thing to do, in quotation marks. But he is like he does have a pretty aggressive playstyle. Like if he feels he has a military advantage, he's going to use it. And so it's like not impossible that he does something in H2 for sure.
Yeah, I think having played him quite a few times, I do expect the FF. Yeah. But then I'm not sure if he's gonna go Spanish gold or something more aggressive. He might just go quite aggressive there. We'll see, I guess. So Skirmy has gone for the standard market. He's got a very nice herding actually, and I think he will age up at a pretty good time. Oh, that dog barely just missing the explorer, so Skirmy is gonna be able to pick up that 60-foot treasure here. Maybe? Oh, actually Sam is right there. And he does not want to lose his explorer. The dog is low HP, but oh, Sam is just not really reacting there. Gonna snare though.
Yep, gonna be annoying here. Force the Explorer to go back to the TC. He probably can't kill it. It's got too many hit points and it's too close to the TC.
Actually,
But he could camp the TP if he wants, I guess.
I mean, yeah,
But
it's
he wants
quite
to go build his
far.
own TP, so
Yeah, he did not build a TP in H1, which is I don't know. Some people like to go H1 TP, some people don't. I think either is kind of okay, but
yeah, I mean, if you go for a TP, like sometimes you might have to do like a 16 villager age
yeah.
up, and that will slow down your 700 coins, slow down your FF. And if you skip it, then you kind of guarantee the 15 vill age up, which can be a little bit quicker with the fast fortress. So
Yeah,
merits to both.
definitely.
And you usually have enough shipments anyway that like it doesn't really slow down your build. It's kind of just like you have a slightly worse timing, maybe later in the game, but not a big
Yeah,
deal.
either that or you can't ship something like 7 rods wide aging
Right.
after your 5 bills. But yeah, it's just Yeah, boss build orders have drawbacks and advantages, but in this specific case, I guess it would have been nice to have already that TP just so he could keep harassing that explorer, but yeah, either way, he's still able to pick up treasures, nice native scout here, and then gonna get that coin. Nice herding as well from Sam. So he's gonna hit up very soon, so he's got a pretty good age of time. And well, Skirmy also has a good 17 age of time. Getting placer mines.
Sorry, by the way, you should fix the scoreboard.
Oh right, yeah, I always forget about something. And I wonder if the sound is balanced between you and me. I mean, but let's see. Kind of a peculiar 70 wood stack for Germany. It looks like it's all according to the plan because like it's exactly 75 wood. But then again, I don't really know what he does with this. Maybe he wants to get a church and still traps into houses. That would be 475 wood, so that would make sense. Maybe that's why. Germany getting snared again might just die. I don't know. Oh, that tower does go up here, so Samwise does want to secure that XP treasure. Oh yeah, so it's indeed a church, still traps into houses. Okay, so it does make sense.
So just going to straight FF. He wasn't able to scout what Samwise was doing, but it's probably fairly predictable that Spain's probably just going to go for that tower FF. Doesn't really need to confirm that most of the time. Luckily for him, Samwise isn't going to try anything sneaky or surprising. And yeah, this is kind of like a pretty good response to the Spanish FF, I would say. You can still harass with those free Ulans, and then when you get up to the third age, you're up a little bit sooner, and can defend a little bit more easily if Spain decides to go for like a really early Falc push.
Yeah, and yeah, he is going to be able to harass a little bit just because Spain did secure that forward location with the tower, but it does mean that, yeah, that coin mine is going to be a little bit more vulnerable because obviously you don't want to be raiding in base if the tower is shooting at you constantly. But now he can afford to sort of go in and idle a little bit. And Germany is going for 700 wood next, I guess, because he didn't go 700 coins. Somehow he still does not have the XP for a second shipment despite having a TP and a church.
Yeah, the TP the TP on Great Plains actually. In the old game, it used to be like one of the best CPs you could get, and I think now it's kind of average, maybe even below average, because the trading post line was actually adjusted quite a lot on TP to avoid making that middle TP being the first pass and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and trying to make both players have like their first pass like relatively within the same time. So
yeah,
so that could contribute to that for sure.
But the naked 700 wood FF is just fine as well, and he will have a shipment ready in Fortress thanks to that church, I believe. And also, you know, he had to chop an extra 75 wood, which slows him down a little bit, but it's not too bad really. Because you have greedier kinds of FF where you would get amalgamation to gather everything, but then you age up a bit later. So he's still gonna be up at 740 or something like that. And he didn't idle too much, and he does have 700 wood for buildings as well, so it's quite nice. Meanwhile, Samwise, training rods, very standard against Germany. Rods are already annoying to deal with. And got, well, just a standard FF, right? 700 gold, 700 wood, 5 bills, now going for Spanish gold. Which is probably why he didn't go for a forward barracks, just because he didn't want to lose his tower and barracks or something. Oh, that's a wagon, not gonna go down. Samwise could fight this, but I guess he's afraid of something popping.
Yeah, it could be Minutemen or a shipment. Anything could really happen, so best to just play it safe, just keep the Hussars on the front and try to just harass a little bit, but don't commit to anything too risky, although he's going to go for the Explorer.
I think he should fight now. I mean, oh, well, two of them are very low HP, but yeah, he's got rods coming in.
Yeah, and he just saw the age up, so he knows
Yeah.
that like there's probably not units out at the moment, or he's probably not training new units.
Oh, he needs to sack one Ulan quickly. He might just lose 3 Ulans there. Well, maybe not. Skirmy is buying time. Actually popping Minuteman, but he's also gonna lose a deal, and Samwise could just go back. Samwise just fighting. Oh, and that deal being pulled back. Kind of confused. What's going on? Samwise kind of deleting a lot of rods there for one bill at the end of the day. He did force
Yeah, he did.
Minuteman.
Yeah, he did force Minutemen. Like those aren't going to be as useful later on, and like he's delayed some stuff. Like Skirmisher's not really chopping wood. It's kind of hard for him to add in a barracks now.
He's actually wait. I think he's shipped 1,000. No, that's just a 700. Never mind. Yeah, well, he does have wood, but it's true that he got idled and he didn't quite gather resources, so he couldn't make builds, he couldn't train units, that's true. Now trying to pick up a few units with his Minuteman, but just gonna be shut down by the skirms. And a full batch of 4 wagons, though. No, wait. That's just a batch of 3 plus a shipment, so not that great.
Yeah, that's great. But Sam's going to be able to secure that treasure and get his units away safely here, probably. But the villagers are a little bit exposed here.
Oh, well. Yeah. I mean, he's got food behind his base, but I guess he didn't scout it. He's even got a bison hunt here. That hunt is the worst he could choose. When I call Minuteman, I think he's gonna be kind of okay. Like,
yeah, he should be totally fine.
Yeah, War Wagon's just on the greatest unit against this unit composition.
Yeah, just forced to back off the hunt, really. Takes a decent trade with the military, but the big thing is just the idle time on the vills. They have to find a new hunt or walk out to this one again. Can you check Sam's Fog of War? Like, has he really not scouted either of those hunts in the back?
Well, actually, that's unfortunate. He doesn't know about... Well, he kind of does now, but yeah, he doesn't really know about this hunt, but he does know about that hunt. So really kind of just a mistake by him going for that hunt.
Well, at the same time, I mean, if you put your villagers on the back hunt, you kind of have to worry about maybe it getting raided, whereas if you keep it up with your military here, at least like your units are already there to defend.
Yeah, I just mean like he could have herded that earlier to his base.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So Minutemen being picked off, and Germany has kind of a lot of pressure here. I mean, he's got more units for sure, and for the time being, he's got a bit of a superior unit composition because these rods are not upgraded, and there's just not... Like, rod skirm is great, but you need more of them. Right now, it's pretty good for skirmy, but I'm afraid that if the 5 lancers can pop, it's gonna be tough for skirmy. However, this tower is going quite low on HP. I guess it will go down, so...
Yeah, this is a risky place to fight just because of that forward shipment point, but it looks like he is gonna get that outpost down. He'll be able to back up. Not the best trade though in terms of just units. Like he was fighting with a skirm disadvantage most of the time, and lost a lot of units there. But yeah, getting the forward shipment point down and denying that line of sight is gonna make things a little bit easier for him going forwards, but. That's all dependent on whether or not Sam can make like a big push and do a lot of damage with this military advantage that he's got. Yeah.
At the same time, I don't know that Sam really feels like he's got a push. I mean,
yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, like all his vills are really exposed. Like if you push, maybe you get raided. He doesn't really have a lot of anti-cav at the moment. Not a lot of lancers. He's mostly got just skirmishers. Yeah. And against Germany, like they can always do a big cav switch, so...
Gonna have a shipment as well, so... Well, I think he could have maybe gone for falconets here. I'm not sure about 8 rods. I think falconets were the obvious best shipment he had. Even if they go heavy on war wagons, you still get some damage, and they can't really go in against that many skirms and rods. But yeah, I guess he wants to play it safe.
Yeah, it's just a safe thing to do. Like he knows from that last fight that he had a pretty big like skirm advantage, and all he really needs to do is defend them, and then he should be able to leverage that. But the Jaeger is actually going to come out, and that should sort of mitigate that
Yeah.
ranged infantry advantage that Sam has or
Yeah,
had.
after seeing so many war wagons, you kind of expect Germany to add more skirms and stuff. So now he's got a bunch of rods which aren't really going to be able to do much. He's actually going to try to fight it, but well, maybe that's just enough. Oh, some rods being just not used. They're going to be pulled forward. Lancers going to get the snare on the Jaegers, and Ross just going to jam it in. Skirms need to move forward, and oh, Spain actually deleted quite a lot of units and then decided to go back. Well, he did get a couple of wagons down, but you know, probably just a good trade for Germany there.
Yeah, it definitely feels like that went well for Germany, killing all of the lancers and a lot of the rods. And now he has like a bit of a timing here where he can maybe try and push and pick off some of these exposed villagers.
I think Spain's going to be able to hold with rods in cover mode, and then Falconet's just coming behind should be enough. He's still got a decent mass of skirms, not enough to kill all these Jaegers plus a few skirms, but it's a game, like, it's a pretty close game at this point. Oh, he needs to be careful not to... Oh yeah, well, that was worth it. Losing one Ville for this volley is definitely a good trade for Spain. And the nice thing is that Spain, with the Spanish gold, still has plenty of great shipments to send. Like, even 1,000 food is suddenly a pretty good card to send, if you have also 400 coin with it. Oh wait, is it less coin now?
It's 360 now, I believe.
Oh yeah, well. It doesn't change
It's
all
just
that much, I guess.
yeah, it's 10% less. Like it adds up over a few shipments, but it's overall still a very good card.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very good, for sure. How does Spain still have a rod shipment? Okay, anyway, to Falconet's going to be able to get some nice volleys, and the rods just connecting to the war wagons. One Falconet still up. Wow, this is a disaster for Germany, I think. Oh, look at that. What was that? How did
Oh
so
my
many
god, the
lose
volley.
to one Falk? I'm kind of confused, and now he's gonna get snared. The rods can just set move everything. Skirm's gonna one-shoot war wagons. Falconet getting forward again, and I would almost call this GG. I mean, I don't know how you deal with that, unless Germany gets 9 Ulans, but even then, there's like 31 rods on the map somehow. 30 rods, yeah. Look at these reinforcements, man. Like, he had only 10 rods, and now he's got 30 of them.
Yeah, at this point, Skirmisher is for sure on the back foot. Like, how do you come back from this? You basically have to somehow not lose all these vills, which it looks like Sam's not going to pressure right away, and you've got to maybe just kind of buy time, run around the map, like force Sam not to like push your base, but he doesn't have the units to even try and raid or distract Sam at all, and Sam's just going to push right underneath the TC, just maybe try and kill some of these buildings and really
Yeah.
force Skirmisher to do something about it.
Yeah, Ulan's popping now, but, you know, just not gonna really do anything. Yeah, I agree. Germany could try to go for a foundry, even though it's really tough because of the rods. But yeah, anyway, I think yeah, there isn't much hope left. These rods, I think he could have gone for rod combat now instead of lancers actually. But yeah, these rods are just impossible to kill at this point. So Skirmy calls to GG, and yeah, it's kind of like the way this matchup usually goes, right? Like, most of the time I see Spain winning just with rods and fouls.
Yeah, they just need to get one good snare, and it's really hard for Germany to run away, just because the um the war wagons are just like so immobile. It's very hard to kite, and
Yeah,
yeah, then it just kind of snowballs from there.
yeah, I just need to check something. Okay, I need to
Yeah,
make you slightly louder, but not a big deal.
yeah,
All
that
right.
fight, like Skirmisher had a huge like population advantage, but just the positioning of the rods getting right up on top of the war wagons and the skirmishers just completely impossible to fight in that situation.
Yeah, right. Well,
And yeah,
Germany
a
always
lot of those trades. Sorry, go on.
Germany kind of always gets more stuff against Spain, but they kind of always trade relatively poorly just because, well, it's inflated by the Ulan pop space for one thing, and the Ulans just don't really do so much against Spain. And I don't know, like you've got the Falconets, which are so hard to deal with. So yeah, you kind of always end up seeing this kind of trade. I don't know. This was under the tower. Did he really lose that many units under the tower?
I mean, you lose like 2 war wagons and that's 6 population, right? So
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, sort of like back and forth trades. Like this was a good trade for Spain. Then another good trade for Spain. Then Germany getting a good trade himself. But like this one, you just don't come back from that. Like this is unreal, right? He loses like 60 or 50 pop units for like 20 pop max. Gonna check the resources. Spain being ahead with Spanish gold. All right, good game.
yeah,
So
pretty solid game from Samwise. He was inactive for a few months, I think. I'm not sure if he's actually been. Do you know if he's even been playing on the ladder or anything?
I have honestly absolutely no idea. I just haven't seen him around at all. I expect he did play a few games at least, just to
Yeah,
get some of
I
his
would
level
have.
back.
Yeah, I would assume so. But yeah, solid start from him. So don't forget to update the scoreboard.
I think I did. Nope,
Still
I
says
did
0
not.
0.
Yeah, wait. I thought I did. Never mind. All right. That's kind of ugly actually. Why is it like? Oh, it's with the new UI. I need to move this as well. Okay, should do. All right. So yeah, now game two is going to be on Malaysia. Samwise is up 1-0, and thus he has to pick first. So he decided to lock Dutch, and Skirmy went for the Japan counter pick. What do you think about that?
I think you should hide the timeline and put the
Yes.
UI on. But
Oh yeah, I need to do that every game.
I think this matchup's an interesting one. I think. I like playing Dutch in this matchup, but I think it's a fairly close matchup overall. And there's some things going for Japan on this map, like the getting a few extra water buffalo kind of helps you guarantee that you can get the extra animals on the Wonder. There's some fish and stuff, so you can ship fishing boats, which just helps your cherry archers last a little bit longer. It's a little bit like more eco than Kami, at least in the early game. So there's a lot of good reasons to pick Japan here, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but I do think this matchup's pretty close, and it can go either way.
Yeah, I don't really like it so much as Dutch, but I haven't really played it since the Japan nerfs that we had a while ago, so I think it should be fine for Dutch. Just because Japan has less crates. It's well, not less crates, but they age later. So like
Yeah, they age a
typically,
bit more slowly, so it's hard if they want to be like aggressive. They can't really
yeah.
accomplish as much as they could before.
And if they go greedy, you can punish it a little bit more easily. Like now, he's going for the consulate. Like the classic slow stuff. He even got the market actually. I don't think he's got the. Oh, he already got the food upgrade. He's gonna get the shrine, and he's gonna age a bit late. I mean, Dodge can just go for a barracks and start sieging down the shrine and stuff like that. So you definitely have some plays as Dodge against this kind of slow age up. And Sam decided not to go for a market, which is fine. Like some people like it, some don't. I know you kind of don't, and I know Wiki
I think
Cossack does.
Yeah, I think you really need to have like pretty good treasures early to make it worth it. It just feels like to me it slows down your bank, and then a lot of the time you don't have the resources to like queue a villager, and then you just end up being down a villager, or you can't age like Idolist 15. So it's
Yeah.
like if you do get away like getting an Idolist 15 age up, and you can still make a Vil when you hit age 2, I think it's really good. But it's a little bit hard to predict at the beginning of the game if you're going to be able to do that because it's a little bit treasure dependent, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
But he's not
Well,
going for a market anyway, so
yeah. Typically, when you spawn with like 40 wood or 50 wood in your base, you're like, yeah, okay, maybe I can go market. But if you don't have some wood, yeah, it's not that good, I think. All right. Anyway, he does have a nice wood stack. He's got 255 wood in the bank. I mean, if he gathers that crate, and he's got 8 water buffaloes, what a great start for Sam. So he's got almost all the wood he needs for a bank. He could just go for a bank plus a pen at this point.
yeah, this is a really good start for him for sure.
Even getting some coin for his bill, so already gonna have an easy time getting a bank and a bill and queue. I really hope he goes for a pen as well. With 8 of these guys, it's pretty good. And he might
Well, it
find them.
depends. Yeah, a pen would be really nice, but it depends kind of on what he wants to do as well. Like if he wants to play aggressively in the second age,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
maybe the pen slows you down too much. But if he wants to do something like in the Fortress Age, like a pen, you could definitely make a case for it. As hard as it is to mix in his Dutch, he has the resources to do it this game.
Yeah.
I kind of don't expect him to do it. It's not something you usually think about. But
Yeah. Well, it's Samwise then, so you're like, yeah, okay, the guy knows his shit, right? And I think, yeah, maybe seeing all this wood stack, you would be like, let's go for a pen. But then again, I probably expect him to do some sort of H2 aggression, so, it makes
yeah,
sense anyway not to go for a pen.
you could always add a pen on like 700 wood or something as well if you wanted to. You don't have to do it immediately after the bank. It could potentially like slow down your first bank in H2. So
Yeah.
we'll wait and see. He might add one. He might just choose to leave it and eat them as is at some point. Uh,
He's not going very
but yeah,
aggressive anyway, though. Like, he's definitely macroing for a bank now. No,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
early barracks for pikes and stuff.
No forward villagers, nothing like
Yep.
that.
I hope he just sets like 4 wheels on the crates. Yeah, he does. Nice. Because like he's got so much food, he really needs to get the wood first. Um,
Yeah.
Japan.
We
Yeah.
should take a look at what Japan's doing. Okay. So pretty standard stuff. Looks like he did go for 3 boats instead of Heavenly Kami. Um, and just chopping a lot of
Yes.
wood to... I mean, he's not building any shrines at the moment. Okay, he just placed one, but he's going to have enough wood for a military building the moment he hits the second age. I
Yeah.
wonder, like, if he's going to try to maybe do something aggressive with that, or if he just wants a barracks out so he can get Yumis and defend shrines or something.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if it's really a good idea to slow down your age up so much with the Portuguese consulate if you're uh, not gonna rebuild shrines. But then again, he's built 2 shrines now, and he's getting the boats, so maybe that's why. Um,
Yeah, looks like he's changed his shipment point too to the bottom pond.
oh yeah.
So he'll have fishing boats in both ponds, which means Sam isn't going to be able to kill them all with a single shipment, and he'll also be able to like scout the sea in case Sam goes for water later in the game. But that's probably not going to be relevant for a long time. But
Yeah.
it's smart anyway to put that flag on the bottom for that second batch of boats.
Yeah, right. Because 2 caravels for 6 fishing boats is probably a decent trade. But 2 caravels for 3 of them is definitely not a good trade. So, yeah, by doing this, he's just making sure he's not gonna lose his boats. So Dutch is going for the 4th bank of the bank wagon now, and he's building a barracks, but also just floating lots of resources. So I don't know if he really wants to I feel like this is a barracks, like just in case, but he might just unqueue his skirms, or I'm not sure. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like he's probably just gonna commit to a few skirmishers. He doesn't have his 5th bank yet, right? He's got 600 wood on the way. Might as well wait till you have that 5th bank
Yeah.
before you use the age. And the skirmishers are going to be pretty useful in the 2nd age and the 3rd age anyway.
Yeah, and
But
actually, oh,
one Veil going to go down.
yeah. But seeing Skirmy is going for Ashes. He's gonna be pretty pleased. He's got 5 skirms there. Although unfortunately they don't one shoot an Ashy, but yeah, they will be pretty good at dealing with these guys.
Hello. Commander? Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess he can just age now, right? Like he's got 5 skirms. He knows Japan is not gonna be able to do anything for the time being. He's not gonna have Nagi's out until pretty late, most likely. So he could just age. Oh no! I hate when people do that. Why do you delete everything?
Hello?
Yeah, it's a lot of decay.
And what does need the food for anyway?
Yeah, it's a bit curious.
Did he misclick?
I mean, I guess it's possible as a misclick, but I think the idea is he's gonna get the food to build a bank right now, and then he's gonna get the rest of the income to match his coin income to age up immediately afterwards.
Yeah, sure, but like he's still got way too much food, right? And I don't know.
Yeah, and it's a lot of decay as well, and like when you delete like 8 animals like that, like not only are they all decaying, but they're not fattening anymore.
Yeah, it's just and you kind of have no control on your macro, right? Once you deleted them, you need to eat them fast, so you're gonna get a lot of food no matter what, even if you don't need it. Like now, like he's still getting 300 food he doesn't really need when he kind of would like to be chopping maybe, or. But anyway, yeah, well, that's something that I was always confused about because Ryan H2O would always do this, and I never understood why. But anyway, maybe an old Mitoe kind of thing that I just can't understand. But anyway, he does get his 5th bank, and he's gonna be up at a very decent time. I mean, 8 minutes 15 or 8 minutes 10 while having 5 skirms and 5 banks is quite nice. And that's probably the result of his actually just 8 minutes, 5 banks, 5 skirms is great. That's the result of his great age 1 where he had like so much wood and stuff. And well, eating 8 yaks also helps.
Yep. Looks like he's going to be adding in a few halberdiers as well, just to get that extra siege damage. Those are probably just going to be delegated to sieging shrines kind of for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And otherwise, 1,000 wood coming in, going to just be pretty standard. Looks like skirmisher Reuter type of start, probably with a big hussar switch later on. So nothing unusual yet in this game.
And Japan was trying to push out a little bit, but I guess he realized that there's just too many skirms already, and he can't really do much.
Yeah, he's trying to age himself, right? He doesn't have a lot of units out. Going to be dropping down a few walls just to make sure he's safe to like any early hussar push.
But actually, if Japan stayed H2 a little bit longer, then maybe Samwise could have done quite a mistake by pushing out like this. Like he's got almost no units, and I don't know. I don't think he knows about this age up. So
yeah, he hasn't confirmed it, but at this point, like he hasn't seen anything aside from those first 5 Ashigaru. You can probably assume that Japan is going to age. That's kind of just like the meta thing to do with Japan is like just always age when your opponent gives you time. But in this case, like Dutch is going to have a lot of tempo. Like this age up is not very fast.
Yeah.
From Japan.
Yeah, the units Japan trained in H2 just did kind of really nothing. Well, he did pick off a bill, I guess. And now he does kill 2 skirms basically for free and defends a shrine, so it's actually not that bad for Japan. He's gonna be up. He's lost 1, 2 shrines, losing a 3rd one, but nothing too bad. But then again, Dutch also does have 5 banks, so
It's just I think the real problem for Japan here is like he's gonna hit the next age, great, but he has to upgrade all of his units.
Yeah.
He only has like he's gonna idle his military buildings a lot to do that, and really like it's gonna take a long time for him to really be able to do a whole lot with his military. Um, Probably just gonna ship flaming arrows, or actually Way of the Bow looks like. So
Yeah.
really gonna try and like just win the Yumi versus skirmisher battles, I guess.
Yeah, and looking at Sam, he's got 2 barracks, I think, and he just shipped 8 skirms as well. So he's gonna go super heavy on skirms, and I guess having Way of the Bow is nice here because otherwise you can't compete. Well, either Way of the Bow or Flaming Arrows, yeah, but it's one of the 2 shipments you need to compete with these skirms. And now, I mean, these guys are going to be quite strong, right? Like, they already got the 10% attack from the Golden Pavilion. Now they're getting the same range as skirms and also an extra 15% HP. So all of a sudden, you know, these guys from kind of crappy colonial Yumis just become sort of beasts already. And yeah, like you see these volleys just... well, I guess there's a bit more skirms maybe, but I think the Yumis should be alright.
Yeah, looks like he's going Yabusame as well to kind of complement the Yumi, which they're really expensive. It takes a while to mass enough of them that you're comfortable against a calf switch, but it's kind of like it protects you from both cavalry and cannons, and they're quite tanky, so it's hard to it's not as easy to snipe them with skirmishers as it is other dragoons. So they synergize pretty well in this matchup
Yeah.
with Yumi archers, but it's hard to mass them. So it's gonna take a while for him to feel comfortable pushing out of his base with enough Yabusame to defend that Yumi mass.
Yeah, which is why he's just gonna keep sitting here between the trees and the shrines and close enough to his gate that, you know, if any kind of calf switch comes in, he can just pull back, and that's probably what's gonna happen here. Sam is trying to hide them for a while, but now he's going to reveal his calf, and so that's when Skirmy can just pull back safely. Does Sam? Yeah, he knows about the gate. I guess he's just gonna keep using his calf to like sort of scare the Yumis away while getting shots off with his skirms.
Yeah,
Oh.
you can just tank. You can just tank with the Hussars here and get some free damage in with the skirmishers.
Sam almost called Minutemen. I think that was a misclick. He cancelled them. But yeah. So Sam taking decent trades, actually being quite ahead in score. But then again, you kind of expect Japan to have less score than Dutch. But yeah.
Yeah, but 6K score lead is well,
Yeah.
closer to 5K. It's still a pretty substantial lead.
Yeah.
I think it's just there's not a lot of shrines out here for skirmisher. Sorry.
Yeah.
I really like Sam's just had like a really like great start to this game. He's got lots of XP from killing those shrines. And yeah, just really like textbook kind of contain against Japan. Like not panicking and not trying to go all in and like lose all his units under the TC or anything. Just like, okay, I'm just gonna control the shrines, mass some units, get some upgrades, and yeah, feels pretty comfortable.
Yeah, right. Dutch doesn't have to make too much happen. I mean, eventually you do need to do something. Like, there's always a point where Japan becomes scary, but right now he's just fine doing what he does. Also, Japan's gonna be he's actually just not out of food. Maybe because these guys are already coin heavy.
Yeah, I don't think he's making a lot of units that are very food heavy. He's also got those 6 fishing boats.
Yeah, true.
Gathering fish the whole time, and I think you start with quite a few berry bushes on this map. I can't remember exactly, but I feel like it's like 6 berry bushes.
I saw only 3 of them actually.
Oh, is it only 3? Okay.
I'm pretty sure I saw that at the start. Yeah,
You can
but
check at Sam's base and see how many berry bushes he has.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's
okay.
3 of them.
So it's mostly the fishing boats probably, and the fact that he's not training any super food heavy units.
Yeah.
But that's a huge mass of stars.
Does he have Cav Combat in? Yeah, he does as well. So this is extremely scary. And, well, the trees are gonna help skirmy. And this is a good positioning for him overall. But now the Huss are getting on top of the Yumis. And I think, you know, Yabusem is are just not... They don't deal so much damage. And I don't see Japan doing well in this fight at all. All the skirms are being put forward quite nicely. He doesn't really snipe the Yabusam so much, but well, he doesn't really need to either, so he's just gonna smash everything in and do damage. The Huss are just kind of dying to pathing now, so it's looking better for Japan than what it seemed to be.
Yeah, but I think there's so many skirmishers here.
Yeah.
That Sam can probably just sit here. The villagers are pretty exposed, but it looks like Sam's just going to back up a little bit. Probably just kill these shrines, wait for another batch of Hussars and skirmishers.
I think it was just like kind of like backing up to make sure the Yabusams didn't get on top and stuff, but...
I mean, this is a really nice spot for Sam to fight, because anytime those Yumi try to come out to fight, they've got to path through this really awkward choke point between the shrine and the market there. And, like, Sam's just been taking trades because of that.
Yeah, he's just staying at range and shooting away and killing lots of units for free. And the mass is dwindling like really hard for Japan. I mean, how many? He's got like 50 skirms, 41 skirms, and Japan has like 16 Yumis and 8 Yapusams, so he's just gonna, like, there's some Huss as well, and Halb's just going to clean the shrines, and I think this game is looking to be quite over.
Yeah, it's looking very good for Samwise at the moment. Skirmisher's kind of just bleeding out these Yumi archers. Probably should back off, but, I mean, if he moves this army, he's also going to have to move those villagers, which is a long time where he's probably not going to be able to train a lot of units. And, yeah, he's got to ship orchards soon, right? Or did he already ship them? That cherry orchard's got to be almost out now. Yeah, 1,000 food left. He probably has to send that next. And that's just an even larger sort of, like, disadvantage he's going to have for a while.
Yeah, definitely. And also, like, you kind of want a big mass of Yumis and then add Yapusams to cover them. But once you've lost... once you've lost your Yumi mass, these guys become just useless, right? And,
yeah. This frigate is really good. It's going to deny the rest of the cherry orchard. It's going to kill these fishing boats. And then it can even kill the golden pavilion and the stable afterwards.
Yeah, right. I would just kill like 2 boats, and then you just slowly get this golden pavilion down, and he's gotta be feeling really bad for Japan. All he can get is 2 flaming arrows, but well, he could actually defend with flaming arrows, but it's annoying anyway. All right.
Yeah, it's annoying. If you step too far forward, the frigate's like, okay, I'll just take 1,500 damage from those, but I'll kill both your flaming arrows, and then what? But yeah, that's gonna be the GG. And yeah, I mean, just a really clean game from Sam. Never felt like he was in trouble. Just took control of the game and kind of just didn't let it fall from his grasp and killed all the shrines. And yeah, that's exactly kind of how you want to play against this kind of like passive Japan play.
Yeah, right. And also, well, having that great age 1 just helped quite a lot. Because 5 banks, 5 skirms, a barracks, the market by 8 minutes being age 3 is not the usual timing, you know. Even if you eat yaks, usually you don't have all that stuff at 8 minutes while also being age 3. So he must have had like a really good start. And yeah, he just outgathered the whole game, outmassed probably the whole game. Yeah, not much else to say about this. Did lose 1 bill, but you know, Japan, like, yeah, I didn't quite catch that, but he went for double 4 bills. I think he didn't even go 600 wood. Or maybe he did go like somewhere here. Wait, no. I think he just did 4 and 4. I think he did 4 bills, 600 wood, 4 bills.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. So really greedy, but did never really quite have like max shrines or anywhere close to max shrines. So despite going for the full grade, it wasn't quite full grade. You know, he got the boats and stuff, but he was never able to keep the shrine pops so like up just because he never had enough units to defend the shrines. So
Yeah, and I think like here the Yabusame were probably just too slow because he didn't have the eco to support it. And when you're behind, I think you don't really want to try and match your opponent's military composition. Like he's going Skirmreuter and you're going Yumi Yabusame, but you're just behind and have less economy. So you probably need to try and do something different, like maybe Nagi or like flaming arrows. Like try to create like some kind of imbalance in the unit compositions that like your opponent can't deal with as easily.
yeah,
But he kind of just committed to the same thing, and Samwise just had more than him, and then was able to just make the big Hussar switch later on, and that was just
yeah,
GG.
yeah, something like that, or even just more Yumis and less Yapusams, right? Like you've got 4 shrines you can defend there, some more here. You know, if you're not gonna shrine boom that heavily, you might as well just go almost pure Yumi and just play around the gate and abuse the pathing. Maybe get intervention for some clubs, and later on you can add Yabuzans and stuff. But yeah, definitely made too many of these guys early. And when the Huss actually did come in, they weren't enough anyway, right? So they were just kind of crappy the whole game. Didn't really help at all. So yeah, all right, makes it 2-0 for Sam, and now it's gonna be game 3
Yeah,
on.
you should restart your game, I think,
Oh, is it
because
playing slow?
yeah, the replay was going a little bit slowly, I think. And usually restarting the game mostly fixes that, so might as well just do it.
All right, let's try. Just need to wait because if you don't wait, you get an error, right? Yeah, I got an error. I can't. It says my Age of Empires 3 is already running and stuff, you know. But all right, I'm launching it again, and we'll go into that game 3. So next map is what is it
Cascade Range,
again?
I believe, right?
Sorry, what?
Cascade Range.
Right, yeah, nice one.
So Skirmisher has to try and make something happen. It's going to be tough because he actually has to pick his Civ first with the alternating pick.
Yeah,
I wonder what you'll choose on the non-TP map. I know he plays like a fair amount of Russia. Okay, India Mir.
India mirror. Okay, so he first picked India, and someone was like, okay, I have to mirror on this map. It used to be known as like the best tournament map for India, so I guess Samwise still remembers these old tournaments he played, and he's like, okay, he's going India, I'm also going India. And yeah, because you can get all these small treasures with elephants, you can just drop the agra in the middle of the map.
Yep, and I mean, India is just not that dependent on trading posts or hunts or anything like that, so
Right, yeah.
definitely makes a lot of sense to pick India here.
Yep. Skirmy getting a 50-foot treasure. So the one thing though about India is that you get a bunch of coin treasures which are kind of useless for you. But if you can get these wood or food treasures, it's really nice for your H1. And Sam does get a 40-foot treasure here, so I guess sort of an even H1 so far. And well, I wonder if one of them is gonna try something cheesy like a Sepoy Rush or something. Because like the standard way to play this would be to just like go Gorka, maybe add some cav with the timing with the consulate and for Star Wars, or just go Gorka Zam. But some people like to try the Sepoy cav push. And
Yeah, and I think like if you play really greedy in this
yeah,
matchup, like trying to like ship the wood trickle, the Ottoman villagers, like getting every single market tech, which is kind of like one of the standard ways to play this matchup, you can definitely get caught off guard by a bunch of sepoys very early on, because it's very when you're doing that, it's very hard to train even a single unit with India. So
Yeah, right. So I guess we'll see how aggressive they want to play it.
Yeah, I mean, so far, no one's doing anything weird. Like, there's no 10-10
Yeah.
or anything like that. So, doesn't it's pretty hard to read into their strategies at the moment. But
Yeah, all we can see is that, well, Skirmy does cut his village up production a little bit here. And he did get a couple of nice food treasures, so he does intend to age up quite early. He will idle a little bit, but it's no big deal. And sending a bill forward, so he does go for a forward agra, which anyway makes sense in the mirror. Because why would you not go forward if your opponent's playing the same seed as you? There's no reason
don't,
why.
don't forget about the UI and timeline, by the way.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Yeah. Thanks. All right. So he's dropping his agra there. Just idling a bit, but switching all his wheels to wood now. And Sam is not aging yet because he kept, like, he's playing greedier. He doesn't want to cut villager production at all. He's chopping a bit too much actually, but so yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I mean, he will have like a couple of extra vills because of that, though.
Yeah.
It is definitely going to open the door to potentially some kind of aggressive play from Skirmisher to kind
Yeah.
of punish the later age up, but generally, like, it's still going to be pretty hard to kill this Agrafort. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll just have to see what he chooses to do. Neither player is really getting a whole lot of map control with either of these Agraforts. Maybe Sam is a little bit more central, gets control of maybe a couple more hunts a little bit more easily. But yeah, not a big difference so far. Just Skirmisher's going to be up a little bit sooner.
Yeah, and Skirm does have a, I mean, one Nesville, so yeah, you know, he needs to do something with that early age up. Like, he's definitely aging quite a bit earlier, but he's also got one Nesville in a mural, so yeah. We'll
Yeah,
see.
I mean, you'll have a lot of time, I think, to make something happen with that. Like, you age earlier, and then you get like your shipment sooner, so you get other villagers working sooner if you want to play a little bit greedier. But yeah, in the long run, for sure, it's gonna hurt him to be down that one vill. So, but
Yeah.
he's not. It doesn't look like he's planning anything aggressive. Like, he doesn't have any vills on food or gold, so he's not gonna be making sepoy, and he's just getting market techs at the moment.
Yeah, he maybe doesn't realize just how much he idled his TC, like an entire Ville, so... But, well, I mean, one Ville... Yeah, like you're saying, in the middle run, like, until, like, maybe 8 minutes or something, that one Ville is not gonna matter so much, considering he will just get more shipments earlier. But yeah, eventually he needs to... Well, he needs to get another kind of advantage to make up for that. But yeah... So, let's see what Skirmy is doing first. So he's got that market, he's got all the tier 1 upgrades already, and he's training Gorkas and shipping the wood trickle. Not dropping a consulate just yet, but well, I guess he doesn't need one until he gets 300 export, maybe. And Samwise is going for, well, pretty much the same stuff, right? Except he's not training Gorkas just yet. Okay, now he is. And he's going for 600 wood, actually, which is less greedy than the wood trickle. So maybe he wants to hit some sort of timing with this. And it's actually 700 wood now, so it's not that bad. Batch of 2 Gorkas only for Skirmy. Not ideal, to say the least. Well, maybe a batch of 3 Gorkas, or actually 2 Gorkas as well for Sam.
Yeah, it's just really hard to train units. Like, your units are really expensive with India, and if you're going for a market and stuff, like, it's just difficult. And you also, like, you age with 2 military units, so you don't have like those crates to help you train more of them.
Yeah. Though they were both like stacking 200 wood or something. But I guess they don't care about getting units out, and they, like, Sam at least would rather get a consulate. And
there's a little bit of a difference in their build orders. with the 700 wood versus the wood trickle. Like assuming Skirmisher sends 700 wood as his next card, he's going to be up like a few resources because he's had that wood trickle working for longer.
Yeah.
But again, he's still down a Vil, so.
Yeah, right. But definitely ahead in the eco for the time being. But Sam is gonna get more resources in the short run, and I think we might see after 300 export, we might see 4 Star Wars for timing or something like that. Because
yeah, it's definitely possible that he just chooses to go for Hussars or something instead of the villagers, and then just times it.
yeah, because like, if you're gonna skip your wood trickle and then still skip it, like it's gonna be 2 cards where he hasn't shipped the best, like greedy shipment. So it means he has to be hiding some sort of plan. Like he's got something coming, because I don't see why else he would skip that and just sit there. So I think it's gonna be us and Star Wars together. Maybe we'll see. But we do see 300 export from. Skirmy as well. He's gonna ally to the Ottoman consulate, and we have the same here.
Oh, so Skirmisher didn't... Wait, did he ship 700 wood?
No, he just did... yeah, that's Sam. He just did wood trickle 300 export, so very greedy. So he might just be going for the Vils, right? Yeah, like he's going full grid. He's keeping the wood shipment and just shipping basically Vils and then Vils again. While Sam... Oh, he does get the Vils still. So he's just down this shipment, basically. He's got more wood, but less eco. So I don't know what to think about this.
I mean, it's both players just trying to be as greedy as possible. Neither really getting a big advantage at the moment or anything like that.
Yeah, but
Sam's
Sam...
a little bit ahead in shipments. Slightly because he sent wood, but...
just doesn't have the wood trickle, so... If
So-
they're both gonna go as greedy as possible,
Well,
Sam is
yeah, I
just
mean,
gonna
but
lose.
look... So look at Sam's macro as well, right? Well, both players really. They're both trying to age right now, so neither
Yeah.
player is really planning to do anything until the Fortress Age.
Yeah. Yeah, so all that time, Skirmy is like getting extra wood, right? I mean, he's getting the 700 wood back slowly. So that's a bit concerning. Yeah. But then again, Samwise does a better job of... okay, now he's gonna ship the wood trickle. Sam does a better job of training Vils, though. Like you can see, he's a little bit ahead, like 1 Vil and a half ahead now. But Skirmy is clicking up quite a bit earlier.
Yeah, and Sam's just doing a good job with this elephant in the back, just scouting, and it's been in Skirmisher's line of sight kind of the whole time, and because Skirmisher hasn't been able to kill it, that kind of tells Sam that Skirmisher is also aging, and now he sees the Gurk account as well, so he knows that they're both kind of doing the same thing. And that's what kind of allowed him to make that decision to cancel that 700 coins, stop making Gurkha, and just ship the wood trickle himself and age. And it does actually sort of mean that there's a bit of an opportunity maybe to like sneak around that aggro fort and pick off some Vils if he really wants to, since he knows that they're kind of doing the same thing. But it would be a little bit risky, so probably not going to see that.
Yeah,
are they both going? Sorry, are they both going with Tower of Victory, or what are they aging with?
Xiaomi now, both of them, I think. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So just more greed, get the Mansubdars, get the stronger units.
Yep. And a batch of Husk coming out for Skirmy, while Samwise is still stacking his export. And he's got a second barracks already, so he's ready to like train more Gurkhas and get the veteran Gurkha upgrade. And while the barracks going down on it now for Skirmy. 8 Gurkhas coming in, so this is really gonna be a Skirm war. And Sam, I hope he doesn't forget to spend his export eventually. You know, it's not a big deal just yet, but before next fight, he needs to get the Huss out. or to switch to another consulate maybe. And well, so Sam did ship the wood trickle when he was aging, so he doesn't quite have a shipment ready yet. So for a while, Skirmy is gonna have an extra shipment on the field.
Yeah, I'm really wondering like when one of these players is gonna choose to like try and make a play for something.
Yeah.
Like both are pretty content at the moment just to kind of like match booms and stuff. Sam is somehow up 3 vills now instead of 1 vill, but
Yeah.
yeah, eventually one of them has to try and break the peace. Sam finally getting those Ottoman Hussars is going to be ending relations, probably switching over to that British consulate. 2 Sepoy raid, not getting anything, but being very annoying.
Yep. They would be kind of useless in fights anyway, with that many Gorkas involved. So Sam getting the Huss out and then switching, probably gonna be switching to Great Consulate.
Yeah, and Mahout's coming from
Both players.
Both players. Never mind. I thought it was gonna be only Sam. I thought maybe we'd see a difference.
It's one more Mahout though for Skirmy, shipping 3. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, one Mahout, not a huge difference.
Yeah.
But
well, he's just gonna have more resources for other stuff, basically.
Yeah, okay, here we go. So the Mahout shipment arrives, and Skirmisher's like, okay, I've had enough. Let's just push. I've not really scouted except for the 2 Sepoy. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, and I think pushing like that in a mural, like, you can try to get a small advantage by doing something, but really pushing between the trees here would be a big mistake,
Yeah,
I think.
Such an awkward position to push in, and yeah, he just decides like, yeah, this is insane. I can't do this.
Oh no, he's gonna donate one of my house. Or almost. Oh. But yeah,
Maybe
well.
heal it.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while though.
Get the surgeons from the British consulate and heal it up.
Yeah, we know that strat.
But I mean, Sam's gonna be very happy with that, and I think like for sure he can try to push now, or like at least try to poke with these Gurkha now that he's softened up that Mahout front line. Like he doesn't have a lot of anti-cav, but it probably doesn't really matter. So yeah, he's gonna push in a little bit. Doesn't see anything that he can really poke for free, and then just gonna back off and continue with the same game plan, I guess. Wait for some more anti-cav. He's got those Zambraks on the way now.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to push and do something, you have to go on one of the sides, right? You can't go through the Agora, but the problem if you go on the side is that you might get trapped. Although you do have line of sight, so like if Skirmy would try to trap his units that way,
Yeah.
but still risky.
Yeah, he split up his 2 Sepoy up to the top. Is there vills on that hunt, maybe?
Oh, and the
Or
coin
berries
mine.
or something? Yeah, maybe on the gold mine.
Could raid with Huss as well, maybe. Well, although there are 9 Zams for Skirmy here. He doesn't want to show the Zams, maybe? I don't know, he's just pulling them back. And he's pulling all his army back, so Sam is just gonna go forward, but I don't think he can get the aggro down anyway. Zembrax as well for Sam, so just going for the standard composition. This is not the most exciting game we had so far. Yeah, just making skill and then shoot.
I'll be right back.
And Skirmy might just be trying to go in here, but unless he deletes his Agra, which you don't really want to do, I don't think he can get on top of these. And somehow Sam is just getting a better trade here. I think this choke is just really good for Sam. Although he does need to start shooting at the Mahouts with his Zembra. Okay, now he does. So Sam's Mahout's just getting the aggro down and then just gonna go forward on top of the skirms, and they might do some damage here. Also, all these Emberags a bit too much forward, out of position. So yeah, just Mahout's going down on both the sides, but the aggro is down for skirmy. I don't know who has the skirmisher advantage. Actually, huge skirm advantage for skirmy here. 40, basically 50 skirms to 32. But Sam still gets to ship 8 skirms himself, so he's gonna be able to come back in the skirm count. And the aggro did go down, but I mean, you know, it's not already a big deal at this point. Oh, TC trying to be dropped with 1 heal. This will never go up. Jeremy is coming as well. British consulate for boss players. Gonna train a batch of redcoats. Getting the HP boost. Like, these guys have so much HP already. That's almost the HP of a guard skirm.
Okay, sorry, I'm back.
Yeah, no problem. Indeed. Yeah, he did get the British East India Company or something for his skirms. Most of them did. So I don't know if skirmy still has the skirm advantage. 26. Yeah, he's got a huge skirm advantage still, and there's these Euromies. I don't know where they are actually. Am I blind or something? Where are the blue Euromies? Well, anyway, still Sam's sort of getting good trades even though he's got less skirms. I don't know how, but...
Yeah, it looks like that's going kind of in favor of Skirmisher.
It's pretty close, I think. Sam's gonna pop some skirms as well, but... Yeah, Skirmy is still ahead. Oh, he's also bringing 2 Mahouts. Thing is, Sam is shipping coin, but he kind of needs units right now, so... Oh, what is going on? He's sending all his wheels on the opposite side of the map, and instantly Skirmy is going back and trying to snipe them. Thankfully, Zembrags are kind of useless against wheels, but still. And Sam tries again to drop a TC there. Sam now a bit behind in the wheel count. And yeah, it does look like in favor of Skirmy at this point.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to build up an advantage. Those Dambrex, though, just feeding a couple of those away for free. But I mean, he gets a couple Gurkha in exchange, and he's getting some damage on this Agrifort in the meantime with these Mahouts. It looks like he sees the town center going up. Maybe? Nope.
He doesn't
really not have vision of that?
No, he does, yeah.
Okay. Looks like he just hasn't chosen to do anything with that yet. He really wants to get this aggro down, because this aggro is really the thing that's preventing him from doing, like, from ending the game, but yeah, maybe fighting underneath it was a little bit too ambitious.
It feels like, you know, just going for the TC would have been the better play here.
Yeah, once his TC goes up, all those villagers have to leave.
Right, yeah, that's just so annoying. And he really doesn't have anything to do with them here. Like, where is he gonna send them? On wood, I guess, or on berries, but it's just really awkward.
Yeah, this is really bad. Because he can't use the bind on the south as well at the moment, because there's just 6 redcoats sitting there.
Oh, elephant combat coming in. Interesting.
Okay.
He's got 5 Mahouts, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to try and fight for this mine, I guess. Like, he can't really afford to give it up.
But that TC fire is gonna tear through bills so fast, and also a few red coats. So
Yeah, and
Skirmy has to walk
he's just
again.
ignoring the PC again too. He really wants to kill this aggro, but that's gonna cost him a lot of vills, as you're saying.
Yeah, and this Mahout is out of position here. Well, I guess it's gonna be okay, but it could have been sniped by Sandrax on the side of something. But yeah, I don't know, like, he's trying so hard to get the aggro down, but it's nice to get it down, but not, like, it's not game winning or anything, so he could have gone for a TC instead, or I don't know. Three Mahouts coming out, oh, and they're gonna get on top of the wheels, but big fight coming in. I think Skirmy might try to end the game here, but the tree is just the way.
Yeah, the tree's really good for Sam here, but Skirmisher doesn't have much of a choice. He has to fight here because he's just bleeding out economy everywhere, and he doesn't have anything to fall back to, so he has to try and just like force a fight and win the fight. But Sam doing a pretty good job killing all the Mahouts, and roughly equal Gurkha count, it looks like, behind this. Actually more Gurkha for Samwise probably.
But there's a men's up there for Skirmy. I think Skirmy is ahead in skirms, yeah, by quite a bit. However, he's behind in eco now by a solid 10 bills. I think Skirmy might have wanted to just push here, you know? In the bottom, there has to be bills somewhere here, or the TC, but he's just repeatedly pushing in the aggro fort and trying to force it. Now, though, the Mahout's getting a really nice spot on top of the skirms. Look at how many Gurkhas are down.
Yeah, this is exactly what Skirmisher needs. Just eliminate that Gurkha count, and then he can try to secure some more resources.
Sawa switch. Red Hood's gonna pop to pick up the Mahout.
Oh, this is perfect timing for a Soar switch.
Yeah, they're not upgraded though, but like the Gurkhas are so strong that Sawas have been buffed, so they still do quite a lot of damage. And they will maybe just clean this up somehow. Oh well, more Zembarax coming in, but at least it's a very good trade for Sam. And it kind of resets the skirmisher count, which is what he needs. And now he's also still got Euromis. So now that the Mahouts are gone, maybe Euromis will be able to do something. Euromi Sawa. By the way, why don't these players just go for Gurkha Sawa Zembrak instead of Gurkha Mahout Zembrak? I feel like Sawas are just better, and you can ship camel attack, and it's just gonna upgrade all your camels at the same time. I don't know. I think Mahout should be kind of old meta right now, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think Soar are definitely really good. Like they're doing wonders for Sam here, even though they're not upgraded. I guess it's just like you don't have like a shipment that like basically does the job by itself, right? Whereas the Mahout shipment kind of does.
Yeah, and you need
upgrade powers and stuff.
You need to upgrade them. It does make sense early on, but at this point at least, like I don't know why Sam is now going for Mahouts plus Sawa sounds a bit odd. And that one Mahout getting on top of the Euromis, and Sam is just pulling back. But yeah, this is such a back and forth game.
Yeah, I mean, Sam has a huge economic like lead at the moment.
Yeah.
But but Skirmisher, like, you know, he's got the military at the moment. If he can like just win a fight decisively and hold on to that military lead, he can claw his way back into this game.
Yeah, and then he can just move on like here and completely make up for the Villager gap. But
right.
Yeah.
But he's got to be running out of steam, right? Like, how is Skirmisher making units? I mean, he's making Mahouts, I guess, because he doesn't have gold.
Oh, I don't think that's a good time for fishing boats. Especially not on the pond, which is next to your opponent's TCO. Well, I guess fish is out of range, but...
yeah, it'll take a while before he needs those last few fish anyway, but... I mean, it's a cheaper TC, I guess. He'll get some fishing boats, get a little bit of economy going, but... Yeah, he doesn't have any coin income. He's shipping... Is that 1,000 coin?
Yeah.
So that'll help a little bit.
I think Sam should be out of coin quite soon as well. Yeah, he's basically out of coin now. And he also sent his coin already, so... I think it's gonna be just a bunch... bunch of Mahouts at this point.
Yeah, he's also starting to train Mahouts. Yeah, this is not a situation you see very much in India Mirror. I actually don't think I've ever seen a situation where both players are out of gold, and both have to just make Mahouts because it's the only unit that costs wood.
Yeah, well, they can also make rage boots, I guess. But yeah, it's cascade range, right? All these mines are 1k 500, I think, and there's not that much, not that many coin mines on the map. So yeah, you run out of coin quite fast.
Is that mine on the west corner? Is that still up? I think
No,
it is.
there's nothing. Oh yeah,
Nothing.
no, there's nothing.
Okay,
It just
never mind.
depends on which player perspective you take. But there's no coin mine left on the map. Absolutely no mine. So they either have to try and sneak upon a rice paddy, which is quite bad, but you know you kind of need gold eventually, or they just like really commit to my house. But if they need to switch to rice paddies, Samwise will be much more comfortable doing so because he's got more wheels, just chop wood and transition.
But this military lead is quite big at the moment for skirmishers, so that transition's still not going to be easy. And the sepoy now forcing some of the villagers away.
Yeah, definitely. That's very annoying for Sam to deal with.
And that's going to mostly equalize the economy. It's still potentially a very close game.
Yeah. Also, skirmy is still using his ring, like the end of his 1,000 coin shipment, so he still has like 1 or 2 batches of units left. Besides Mahouts, I mean, while Sam, well, he's made a paddy and he's been selling wood or food, I guess, but he just yeah, the paddy is just so slow together. Like this is less than half a coin mine gathering rate at this point. And he's doing sepoy, so here he's really like, okay, I'm already behind in military, I want to just try and smash all my units and just win a fight, you know. He's not, like, he knows he can't try to win the skirm war at this point, as he's out of coin, and well, there's like a 20 skirms advantage for skirmy, or 30 skirms actually, so that's why he's going sepoy, and I guess it's the right call. Sepoy Mahout. Sepoy is also a low coin unit, so it makes sense.
Yeah, looks like Skirmisher's got a dock up on both pawns now, actually. And he's building a really aggressive town center. Just trying to hold some more map control. And yeah, just really big military advantage for him right now. This is looking really bad for Sam.
Oh, and deleting a couple of these Zembraks. And also showing his sepoys, which I think kind of gives away your plan, but he just really wanted to get that Mahout pup. Unfortunate, like, he's gotta be like, really, man. I wish he just tried and siege that stable down so I could pop 4 Mahouts on his skirms, but he, like, skirmy pulled back just in time. And we see Dravidian martial arts being sent by Sam to upgrade his Mahouts. I mean, he's got 8 of them, and this is a 50% attack boost, so definitely not a bad card at this point. Not that he has many other cards to send anyway, so... I guess 700 coin, you could make a case for 700 coin as well, right? When you're already out of coin like that. But...
yeah, that's definitely true. Do either of them have any economic cards at all?
Nope. Well,
Doesn't
India
look
just
like
gets
it.
so many unit shipments. Siege Elephants in a mirror is absolutely useless. That's a waste of a slot. That sucks for him. But yeah, no, they don't have any economic cards. Like, India has so many unit shipments, I guess it just didn't put any eco card in there. He canceled that card and then he shipped it again. Because, like, that should be sent.
Maybe he was thinking. Maybe he was thinking about 700 coin.
Yeah.
But just decided, like, he's like, his Mahouts are kind of like the backbone of his army at the moment.
But he's got 9 sepoys actually, so maybe that would be better. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I didn't see that. Because, like, when you're housed, you don't see. Yeah. Rokas going forward and sniping one sepoy, but
Yeah, there's not actually a lot of stuff to block here for.
well, he's got his
Skirmisher,
own
though.
Mahout mass, right? He's got as many as Sam, so.
Mirage put.
Oh wow!
I mean,
Oh,
once
but
you
all
send
these
grenade martial arts,
Gorkas,
they're quite good.
all these Gorkas going down to a couple Mahouts there, and this positioning, like Rage puts against Sepoys, isn't gonna be so great. And Sam is just going melee, and he's even got Dravidian Martian arts and stuff. And Sepoy is doing just great here, right? Is he just cleaning this up? I think this is a cleanup for Sam, and oh no, don't stay here. And Skirmy is sort of overextending there. Wow. I think he's just deleted all his military advantage.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got a like an economic advantage for the first time in this game, and like
Yeah.
Sam's probably gonna stop and siege this town center. Like he's got time, and actually, you know, at the end of it, he's actually come out kind of okay. Wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Yeah, but he's wasting more units, you know. This is not the point in the game where you want to be wasting units. Like, they have eco, but they don't have natural resources, so they can't mass that fast. They need to chop for patties, to upgrade the patties, all that kind of stuff. And, like, wasting 10 units is kind of big now. But yeah, I guess he might be alright. Just, you know, Skirmy going from a winning position to not a winning position. Maybe not losing, but not especially winning. It's a close game now, so big mistake,
Yeah,
I think.
This whole game just very back and forth.
Yeah, and also let's keep in mind some part of his economic advantage is just fishing boats, which aren't very efficient and also will need to be deleted in like 5 or 10 minutes. Which is a long time, to be fair, but I mean, it's not like he's got an infinite eco advantage. Like, these fishing boats aren't all that great. And I expect that maybe there's 3 rice paddies for Skirmy and 6 for Sam. So, you know, even though he's got less eco, he's actually gathering more useful resources, I think. Like, 6 of them to 3 is a huge difference. He's got all his macros set up, while Skirmy is still chopping so much wood.
Yeah, that's true. And shipping Soars here, while he kind of has to do it, is not going to be very useful against the Sepoy and Redcoats here.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And, I mean, Sam just has a much better unit composition at the moment.
yeah, and because he's got that paddy transition earlier, he's able to mass more Gorkas, and so, like, you don't want to be going Rageput and Sour against someone who's got, like, Sepoy Gorka. And, well, I guess Skirmy does have some Gorkas of his own, but, yeah. I think... I'm kind of surprised one of them didn't drop a second TC again. I mean, I know they lost one TC, but I think they were floating 500 wood for at some point each. They could have maybe made a second TC, but I guess they just want units as soon as possible. Redcoat raid on top. That petty positioning is quite questionable, maybe. It's really not safe.
Yeah, you definitely want to get some walls down, probably.
Yeah.
At this point, but he can't really... It's hard to spare the wood when you want to build more rice paddies and get upgrades and stuff, but... Yeah, those Redcoats gonna get right on top, kill a few bills, force some idle time.
One more at least.
He's gonna... Yeah, he's gonna be able to see exactly what Skirmisher is making when he comes to defend this. And then he can choose whether or not he wants to take the fight.
And he's actually coming in. I think, yeah, he's just got more units. You can see it in the UI, and the eco is also even now, just thanks to that with the raid. And I don't know if Sam can get the snare. He's got so many Sepoys behind, and Sepoys are pretty damn strong. So All he needs is like these couple mahouts to live long enough to actually get on top of the Gorkas and snare. He needs to go forward, like he needs to keep moving his sepoys forward, I think. But regardless, he's just got more units, like much more units now. And the score gap is just getting bigger and bigger. And actually, skirmy calling the GG. Wow, that game, not gonna lie, started as sort of boring. I think nothing happened, but then in fact it was like really back and forth and lots of action.
Yeah, definitely very slow start to the game, but both players like kind of in situations where they could win or lose like multiple times. So that was a very good game.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I thought it would be like one big fight after they just masked for 15 minutes, and one would like win and would be the end of the game. But yeah, they ran out of gold. They probably ran out of, well, not quite ran out of berries, but they still used lots of berries on the map. There's only a few patches left. So yeah, really intense game, really back and forth, and overcommitting there for skirmy was really painful. Uh,
Yeah, maybe he felt like he kind of had to still. Um,
Also, that
or
sour
maybe
pup.
he just felt like he was just he had enough of a lead at the time that he could afford to do it. But just Sam took a really good fight and ultimately ends up taking the series 3-0. Very clean victory.
Yep,
Maybe not as clean in the last game, but overall like a very solid series. Didn't really show much weakness. So
right, yeah. Except in the last game, yeah, we didn't really see any misplays. So well played by Sam. Good series. Going to the round of 8 against the winner of Knush against Kevin, and that will be casted next. So we don't know yet